On this episode of 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, Branden and Julia leave the farm, move into their new place, and Jovi is not happy with married life. That's what I want to talk about today. On this channel, I do commentary that is primarily about reality TV. But I have another channel on which I do lifestyle and social commentary, and that channel is called Brain Candy. I'll leave the link for that channel in the description box under this video. Now let's get back to reality. So, like I said in the intro, Branden and Julia finally, they leave the farm, okay? His mom and dad are supposedly helping them move boxes, okay? So they get the car / truck loaded up and they take everything over to Branden and Julia's new place. But Branden's mom is she perches herself up on the counter. She ain't helping. She's watching them all bring boxes in. And I mean, if you're not gonna help, that's fine. Like, you're the mother, whatever. If you don't wanna help, that's fine. But she sits up on the counter and she's like looking in the cupboards, and it just feels wrong. It's like, if you're not gonna help, stay home. We could put more shit in the car. But to come for the sake of taking up space on the counter, yeah, I don't know. And she starts to try to tell them where to put things, like where to put the kitchen table or whatever, and then it's like she catches herself. Then when they're leaving, Branden and Julia's dad starts giving him advice, right? You know, son, this is how you let her make the decisions and let her, and, do what she says and all that. It's like, dude, your son is nearly 30 years old and he's married and he's been with Julia long enough to know how to manage her. Like, you know what I mean? How to handle her moods or whatever. I think he's pretty much got it, right? What you need to coach him on is homesickness. That's what you need to tell him about, because I feel like this boy is going to be homesick and he's going to be coming home like 4 or 5 times a week. That's what you need to talk to him about, because I feel like that is going to throw the wrench between them. The parents also tell them that they found someone to help them on the farm Monday to Friday. So weekdays they've got someone to help them on the farm, but that person can't help them on weekends. So I don't know, I feel like they're going to get roped into going back to the farm Saturday, Sunday, but I don't see Julia going back at all. I feel like they're going to argue over it. And I mean, I don't see a problem with it. I would do it on weekends just to help out. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But that's pretty much all that happens with Jovi. Let's talk about Yara and Jovi. So, Yara and Jovi go to Miami on holiday. Okay, they take a break or whatever, but they bring mom with them. They bring Gwen on vacation with them. Okay, so as they're leaving their hotel, right, the first thing I notice is that Yara is, she's dressed nicely, whatever, and the Uber comes to pick them up, okay? If you guys haven't seen the episode yet, you'll notice, or you might not notice, but you will now after watching this video. When they leave the airport, okay, they get into a car and they have a driver, okay? When they're going out for dinner, Yara, before she gets into the car, she says, I hope this Uber doesn't smell like vomit and the stuff you smoke, because Ubers in New Orleans smell like that. Guys, the car that picks them up to go out for dinner, the Uber, is the same car and the same driver that picked them up from the airport. It's a production car, obviously. But it's like, guys, sharp, can you not get a different driver, at least, if not a different car? But Yara, you didn't recognize that this is the same car that picked you up from the airport? You're worried that it'll smell? It didn't smell when you took it from the airport, so why would it smell now? And it's the same driver, like I said. So anyways, that's just me being picky. But they go for dinner, and naturally, Yara wants to check in on Mila, and Jovi starts to complain about how she doesn't really pay attention to him anymore. She doesn't make time for him. Everything is about Mila, and she starts to call him selfish because of that. But she's the exact same way. When he came home from work and was all happy to see Mila, she was all chapped because she thought he was happier to see the baby than he was to see her. So I don't know, they're both selfish and immature, right? Like, she's a baby. Who's not happy to see their baby? I don't understand. Yeah, they're both selfish and immature, both of them. So that ends their dinner date, right? And that's pretty much it for them in that episode. Let's move on to Mike and Natalie. Mike and Natalie do nothing but fight. And honestly, I am convinced that they're only on the show. The only reason that Mike doesn't legally bail from that marriage is because of the money. Because any man with half a brain would have left this woman already. She doesn't stay at their house. She stays with her friend, that Julia woman, the casting hire, I call her. Because this woman is not a friend. She's clearly an actor. Anyway, because there's no, they don't feel close to me at all. Do they feel close to you? I don't get that feeling. I don't get the feeling that this is someone that Natalie has even known for a few months. Anyways, they reveal that Natalie is always at Julia's house. She even has a room there. She has her own room at her friend's house, okay? Then Mike tells us that the presents that he gave to Natalie turned around and gave to Julia and her family because she was pissed. And then when they interview him on his own, he says that he's still willing to work it out. No, dude, this is about the money. Because this woman does not give a rat's ass about you at all. She's trying to show you that she doesn't care. And she's clearly not being paid yet because she doesn't yet have a green card. So she's probably not being paid by the show. So this is like Mike's side hustle, right? He's got a regular job and he does 90 Day Fiance on the side for $1,000 a month. Or $1,000 per episode. And he's not quite willing to give that up yet. That's the only reason that I could see anyone staying with this woman, because, oh my God, and she's always playing the victim. She's always the victim. So, yeah, I don't know. Mike, they start arguing, and Mike does that, like, dog whistle voice. You know, when his voice goes up 6 octaves, and he's just yelling, and, yeah, I had to shut it off. I can't. It has to be about the money. That's all I can say. And last but not least, let's talk about Angela and Michael. I wasn't going to, but I'm going to make this really short. They're still on this whole gonna have a baby kick, even though Angela said there's no possible way she's going to have a baby because she's starting to get herself a new body and she wants to enjoy it for a little while. Woman, you're 54 years old. There's no little while. Your little while is done, gone. Anyways, Michael goes to the doctor, decides that he's going to send his swimmers to Angela so that she can somehow have them inseminated. And he's still on this and will get an egg from Skyla. Skyla has already told you guys that she ain't giving you no egg. She's not having a baby with Michael, and that's exactly what she would be doing. So yeah, I'm done with them. Like, the whole let's grasp at one more straw to stay in front of the camera.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
That's all I've got for 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. Don't forget to join me over on Brain Candy. Thanks for watching. Peace.